course, the captain of the team as Manchester United win by 2-0. This is what Thomas Frank had to say about Romero.
If you look at how many red cards he has had, it's not like he had that many throughout his career. And you play with passion and you play with aggression, and there's a fine line when you do that.
He's got the most in the Premier League since he arrived at the club.
At the club, yeah, but not in Premier League.
All Premier League players, isn't he?
Of Premier League players. Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh, no.
Brilliant. Ah, boy.
You can make it up.
Stupid facts.
It was going so well.
Confirm then, Romero has had more red cards than any other Premier League player over the last 5 seasons. Don Hutchison joins us. Steve, I want to start with that comment, though, from Thomas Frank. Obviously, he's trying to defend his player.
Yeah.
He can't be that ignorant that he doesn't know that Romero's got a record, has he?
Well, yeah, he must be. Why would he say it? If he actually knew that, listen, you know that the fact that was probably one of the first questions, if not the first question he got, and he must have known. And if he didn't think that was coming, then the person, the press officer that takes him in there, has to prep him and get him ready for these sorts of situations. That's his job. Now, it's also his job to know.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine he does know.
I reckon if we asked everyone yesterday who's been sent off more than any other player in the last few, Romero's going to be very much in that conversation.
Well, you would have been, but he doesn't know that. It is ignorance. He doesn't know it, or he wouldn't have said it, I can assure you. Because they're just waiting for him to say it. I mean, as soon as that came out of his mouth, they're all going, "Oh, you're beauty." I've got the back page ready tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, you couldn't make it up. Romero getting sent off after what we said yesterday.
Yep.
And you couldn't make that up. Him turning around and saying that. Oh my goodness.
In Thomas Frank's defence, it's not really his. He doesn't need to know. As manager of Brentford, he doesn't know or care what Cristian Romero is doing. He kind of knows and cares what he's been doing this season. While he's had 1 red card already this season, the wider history to his career, I don't think he needs to pay much attention to. But all that being said, he's got to know that Cristian Romero is this type of player. He said it, hinted towards it, passionate, aggressive, and you have to, as a manager, know that that can sometimes spill out, even if you don't know his recent record, and how to feed off of that. Now, you just have to look up at the other end of the pitch, one of Romero's countrymen, Lisandro Martinez, and you can use the exact same descriptors. Passionate, aggressive, but without anywhere near the record of Cristian Romero. As a matter of fact, for all Lisandro Martinez's feelings, which we've discussed, he is as important a defender for Manchester United as there is, because of that passion, because of that aggression that Manchester United need and lack otherwise. So for Romero, and there's a far broader discussion to have, given all that he said that we've been discussing, this is just plain, downright stupid from him.
Can we just say, we sat here last night and you asked me a question about how because he said he was going to get punished behind doors, right?
Yes, yeah.
Going to keep it in-house, all the usual nonsense.
Yes.
And we were talking about, what is it? Is it going to be stern? What kind of punishment is it going to be? And I said he couldn't drop him because he needs him.
Yes.
We found out today that it was Mr. Meek and Mild from Thomas Frank.
Right.
Thomas Frank didn't know what to do. And whatever he did do, he got it 100% wrong. And he didn't gut him out. He didn't give him loads. Because had he done that, he would have come into his press conference, and regardless of the question, it would have been, this is on Romero. This guy, because he cost him the game. At the time, there was nothing between the two sides. It was a solid game. Both sides were as good as each other, and he cost him the game.
Yeah.
And what he should have said was, you know what, he got sent off at Liverpool a few weeks ago. Today, there's no excuse. He's our captain. This was the perfect opportunity for Thomas Frank to actually show some strength, because nobody was said a word.
Has he?
No, exactly.
I understand the discussion, and no discussion you all had here yesterday. Thursday, I said I had no problem with what Romero said. I had no problem with Thomas Frank's response to it. That being said, as much as I sit here and defend, and I said on Thursday, I don't understand why players feel the need to go on social media to say whatever it is they have to say. But he said it, and I have no issue with it. What you cannot do, less than 30 minutes of football later, is what Romero did.
And he knew exactly what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing. There is no defending it. Less than 30 minutes of football later. This is down to Romero. This has got nothing to do with Thomas Frank. This is down to Romero, a captain, and the most idiotic of responses you could hope for. He left his team in the lurch for 60 minutes. He's got another, 360 to go with it. After you talk about we're in this together and we're going to get ourselves out of it. That's how you get yourselves out of it, by you shirking your responsibility. This wasn't an accidental red card with a flailing arm or something that you can defend. This was just downright awful from Romero.
Good quick math shot.
What?
4 games, 4 times 90.
Well, you know, I'm a rocket scientist.
I know, indeed. From one extreme to the other. Don? Don, what's it like in the dressing room when your captain or someone, your teammate, does something so, as Steve said, idiotic?
Well, I've done it 6 times. I've been red carded 6 times, and it's an awful feeling. I just don't get the feeling there's any remorse there with Romero. He won't be at Spurs next year. They'll sell him to Atletico Madrid. He won't be there. He's a liability. Listening to the lads chat there, I think they more or less nailed it, and I think Stevie nailed it on last night's show. It's a horrible look, I think, for Thomas Frank, because it doesn't paint a picture like he's in charge. If you go back to when Mo Salah had his spat and his outburst against Arne Slot and Liverpool then went to San Siro when they played Inter Milan, and he got dropped from the team. So that's a manager putting his foot down, saying, no, I'm the leader here. I'm in charge here. It doesn't matter who you are and how good you've been for Liverpool, you will not be travelling with the squad. After what Romero said, I think Thomas Frank should have shown a little bit more backbone, if I'm honest, and dropped him from the squad, because, you know, now he's going to be missing for 4 games. He's a liability. From the player's point of view, as in his teammates, they'll be like, they won't think he's a liability. They'll think he's the captain. They'll think it was a one-off, which is not, and they'll back him because that's what players do. That's what we do in dressing rooms, and that's how we look after each other. But I think even Tottenham's hierarchy now have got to have a look and have the conversation and think, this guy's not going to be around here. We can't carry him.
United, lovely jubbly, meanwhile.
Yeah.
4 in a row, not much to talk about in that sense, and they'll be happy about that.
And to be fair, not to bring this back to Romero, should have been. I thought Spurs started the game really well, and I feel that Spurs have been playing better than maybe their results have shown. I'm thinking of the 2-2 against Manchester City, where I thought, again, Spurs played really well, started this game really well, and it looked like could cause Manchester United a problem. But once Spurs go down to 10 men, with the greatest respect, Manchester United just made this look easy.
Yep.
They really, really did. And I know it's 10 men, I know they're at home, but they really did make this look easy. The opening goal from the set piece, again, just kind of speaks to the difference that Michael Carrick is making on the sidelines and a confidence that this team is playing with. The scoreline will show too. Truth is, it could have been a whole lot more. Manchester United were just that dominant against the undermanned Spurs.
Anything to add, Stevie?
No.
Don?
Done.
Yeah, job done.
There we go. Perfect.